Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Tonight we're going to go ahead and finish up our install on the BMR lower control arms, rear trailing arms, and tow arms on our 2009 Pontiac G8. Alright, so we'll go ahead and grease this bushing here with a synthetic lubricant. I use Super Lube. Go ahead and get this going. And there we go. And that one is lubed up. During the disassembly of all of the control arms, tow arms, and trailing arms, really the only real difficult part was getting the camber bolt out of the stock lower control arm. And that thing was welded, rust welded, or corroded inside the rear trailing arm. So what we had to do was cut that bolt out with the Milwaukee torch version of the Sawzall, and it eats blades quickly. So if you plan on the swap, make sure you've got plenty of the thick steel blades for for your Sawzall. And I like the torch series from Milwaukee. They seem to cut the best and the fastest. So went ahead and got a replacement camber bolt from BMR as well. Go ahead and put the other camber plate on and the thick nut first. Make sure the camber plates, both camber plates, fit inside the stock retainers or frame or guides, if you will. And then when we tighten this up, they did provide an extra lock nut as well. And get that into position. Then now we'll go ahead and install the rear tow arm. Now this one does have a camber bolt on it as well. And when you reinstall it, I like to reinstall it personally with the nut on the fuel tank side. From the factory, it's flipped around like this, and it's a real pain to drag it out. Due to the fuel tank being right next to that mounting position. So we'll go ahead and make it easy on ourselves and put the nut on that side. Okay, again, make sure the cams from the camber bolts are within the guides, and I'll put the trailing arm on. that's a pretty good setup here. I'll put the light on it and then bring the camera in for a closer view. Alright, there's a better view of the rear camber bolt on the lower control arm. Okay. Here on the left is the rear trailing arm. And then sitting on top is the tow arm. Alright, so let's go ahead and reinstall the rear axle in here before we get the rear knuckle installed. Alright. And now we'll go ahead and get the shock coil over into the lower control arm as well. Now all these bolts will be left loose until we get the suspension up on jacks or jack stands at ride height. Then we'll go ahead and tighten all the nuts and bolts back down so we can set the suspension, set the pressure on the suspension on all the bushings at the ride height that it's supposed to be sitting at. Okay, one in. Well, all right, after speaking nicely to the axle half shaft, it looks like it came through a little bit more, and we're able to just start the bolt on the top of this A-arm, upper A-arm. That should give us some stability, so we'll be able to put our camber arm on. Here's a better shot of our rear caster arm and rear control arm. Go ahead and bring that up. Start this bolt in. Good to have a screwdriver or a small pry bar to kind of wiggle everything together. Or plastic hammer works well too. Dingo! All right. And there it is, all hooked up. Thanks for viewing my YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe so I can keep on making videos. Thank you.